Hi, so today I wanted to show off my main build I use for Gauss here. The first for shards, it is 4 Tower Forged Red Duration Shards and 1 Tower Forged Yellow Casting Speed. We're using Duration Shards because we're going max duration, not only because all of Gauss's abilities scale off of duration, but also because Energized Munitions here. So, as I just said, this is a max duration build, except for we are using Aegis instead of efficiency. If you really want to go max duration, you can go efficiency and then just rely on your 2 for survivability, but I do not recommend that because if you don't know, with Gauss's passive, it is glitched. So if this passive triggers while you have Aegis on, with fast deflection or, what was the other one? Vigilante Vigor. That or fast deflection here. The other one doesn't matter. I prefer this. But yeah, these two, if this triggers while Aegis is active, you basically get Aegis permanently. So you're kind of just permanently invincible as you have Aegis on 24/7. So yeah, if you want to, you could subsume over his 2 and use his 3 still. But I like the 2 just to have the knockdown resistance, so I don't need to use Prime Sure-Footed. If you do subsume over the 2, you will need to use Prime Sure-Footed here. But I like just having the extra sprint speed just to make him faster. But yeah, other than that, we have Equilibrium here. If you wanted to replace this with some other, I don't really think there is any other duration mod you could really use here. So I don't recommend replacing this for shards. I recommend just keeping it and then being able to use the duration shards. If you want to put anything here, if you want to put corrosive here, you can, but I don't really find armor is too big of a deal anymore ever since the armor changes, so I just, again, go for more sprint speed. So you don't lose too much in the sprint speed by not using it, so up to you. And then again, just more duration. For the weapon, I use the Kuva Tsar here. I use it with Primary Merciless. If you want to replace 100 munitions with whatever, you can. I like it because the slash does actually sometimes still help, even though, again, not as good as it used to be with after the armor changes. But yeah, mainly use that. Acarius, again, another very good thing to use on Gauss with this. Cascadia Flare here. I use Akina for the movement speed. You could also use Praetos for movement speed if you want to. For the companion, I use the Nautilus here with Seismic for some more efficiency. We have Tenacious Bond here for the crit. If you really want to, you could put Reinforced Bond here instead. But I find that you already have so much fire rate with Gauss, you don't really need it. And then, again, I'm using this thing with the Prime Laser Rifle for the Vigi set. So to show this off here, I typically cast 1 just to activate concentration, 2, 4. As you can see, this thing very much just kills. And it should be noted I'm not even activating the red line here. So if we can get this up to 100%, or at least some percentage real quick, you will see the actual fire rate of this thing. Okay, so this is at 30% climbing. Let's see what this is like. As you can see, much faster already. One thing with this is, even with munitions though, this is very ammo intensive. So if you want to run something like Carrier Prime instead of Worm, you can to get that extra energy. I've never ran Worm on anything really, because I typically find just ammo pickups tend to be enough with this build. Let's see if we can get this up to 100% here real quick. There we go. And there we go. With the 100% red line, you can see the fire rate. Well, it's a pain in the ass to activate in the simulacrum. You actually get 100% red line fairly quickly in actual missions. So this is the Acarius. And then if you want to use a melee, you can. Yeah, one thing to note is, like I said for this, everything in Gauss scales off a duration, so even if you wanted to replace this with anything else, energized munitions with anything else, I would still recommend running max duration. As you can see, right now for fire rate, 286 is max. If we were to take off narrow-minded, it is now 212. So, duration scales off of everything on his build. Yeah, that is it for the Gauss here. Thank you for watching.